Hi, good evening. Thanks for the wait. It's Chase Hunter, IUF Bocce Chair. We're going to go over the State High School Outdoor Bocce Championship event guide. So I'm going to go through this, and then if there's any kind of questions at the end or whatever, we'll field those. And then if there's any questions leading up to it after tonight, I'll be happy to answer those. Feel free to email. We'll go through, we'll share that contact later. So without further ado, let's do this. So our event guide here, Tuesday, April 30th is when our state tournament is at Washington College, Roy Kirby Jr. Stadium. As you've heard before in webinars past this year, it's our 10-year celebration. This will be our last sport doing the 10-year celebration, 10th anniversary. So like I said, our day is April 30th. Inclement weather date will be Thursday, May 2nd. Our schedule, 9 to 9:30. Everyone will be arriving from 9 a.m. to 10:15. Courts 1 through 7 will be open for warm-up, and there'll be a sign-in process that we're going to go over. 10:30 a.m. will be opening ceremonies. 11 a.m. will start competition. 3 p.m. Will be awards, and 4 p.m. will be departure. Those last two times are tentative. If we end up wrapping up earlier, then so be it. And we'll, do those awards as we can. Like I said, our location is Washington College, Roy Kirby Jr. Stadium. There's your address there and website. We'll have approximately 300 student athletes advancing from district tournaments that are going on now, before today and after today. Our participating public school systems are listed there. Our opening ceremony will begin at 10:30. The opening ceremony is the next opportunity to recognize and highlight those who have modeled exceptional sportsmanship and behavior during the regular season. If you guys have nominations, please hit up this link here, the SurveyMonkey link. This actual file that we're going over is also in the Google Drive folder. And if anyone needs me to send this file to them for whatever reason, or just need this link or whatever, please contact me and let me know. We'll have bleacher seating for teams, spectators, and family members. If you do not have participants using wheelchairs or with visual impairments, please utilize the higher elevated seating. And let's keep the main stadium entryway open, unless we're visiting concessions and using the bathrooms. Like we said, tentative time for awards. Presentations begin around 3:15. Awards will be presented as the team's place of finish is determined. Team check-in will be available at the control center tent on the track competition level. One coach from each team will check in upon arrival. She or he will report all scratches and collect a delegation packet. All other team members are to proceed to the bleachers. Please do not allow student athletes to congregate in the entryway unless they are visiting a concession stand or using the restrooms. Coaches will be provided with multiple copies of his or her registration, which includes a listing of the players who will compete. The coach will provide one copy of the registration to each scorekeeper prior to each match. The roster will be checked and verified, making sure at least 2 people with disabilities and 1 person without are participating in each match. We'll have medical personnel on site, and they'll be clearly identified wearing garments that show that they are a medical personnel. Coaches, it's your responsibility to maintain your school system risk management precautions. If there is advanced accommodations needed, like a private changing or feeding area, please contact Kara ASAP to let her know what this is. We have a SurveyMonkey link here as well. So your feedback after the event is greatly appreciated so that we can keep these events running well and improve where we need to improve. So please hit that link for the state tournament. And then if there's feedback overall about unified sports, please email Kara that feedback. If we have any volunteers to register your volunteers, it's volunteers@somd.org. And there's your link there for that email. And let's please remind any guests, players, anybody involved, artificial noisemakers are not to be used while competition is in progress. All right. If there is a chance of inclement weather, we will provide and post by 6:30 a.m. on day of competition, letting everyone know what in fact is going on, and if we decide to move the date to our inclement weather date of May 2nd. In this instance, we'll hit all communication channels, emails, phone, messaging, Facebook, Twitter, all that. It's all listed right there. Merchandise. We will have merchandise like what you're seeing here on the file available for purchase. All right, let's get to some of the facility need to knows here. We have the facility address here, so if you need to get driving directions for that, if your bus drivers need that, or if your guests and families need that, it's right there. You can click the link there and it'll get you driving directions as well. For team drop-off, if you look at the picture here, everyone should be coming in off of this road. You're going to circle around the back parking lot here and drop off right in front of the stadium there, as per the diagram here. Drivers are to circle around the gate entryway, allowing the team members to exit without crossing the parking lot. So here's your diagram for parking situations. Your bus parking. All right, so your venue's here in blue. Your bus parking is going to be over here in the orange. Your spectator parking is going to be on the other side of the venue, so the opposite side of where the bus parking is. And then you can see your entry point here. Once inside the venue, here's your venue map. Okay, so your main entrance is down here at the number 6. This is where everyone's going to be coming in. To the right will be your concessions and your restroom. Coming straight out, your schedule and results, team warm-up check-in will be here at box 3. So this is where you'll come to sign up for your warm-up time. Box 2 will be the control center and volunteer check-in. All right, your team check-in and your merchandise will be over here at 4. And lunch distribution and awards will be here at 1. And as you see in the middle here, this is how our courts will be set up from left to right, 1 through 8. A couple points of emphasis here. Our rules are outlined in the 2019 Official Rules and Coaches Resource Guide. That is in the Google Drive folder that we have set up. Team check-in will be conducted in a tent as noted on the venue map. One coach from each team will check in upon arrival. She or he will report all scratches and collect the designation packet. All right. Talked about seating earlier on. Talked about coaches will be provided copies of the registration documents and such. The coach will provide 1 copy of the registration to each scorekeeper prior to each match. The roster will be checked and verified, making sure at least 2 people with disabilities, 2 people without, are participating in each match. Teams that do not comply with this ratio will play exhibition, forfeit each match, and be awarded participation ribbon. Warm-up. So here's the important information about warm-ups. Better allow teams equal access to courts for warm-ups. We'll have a check-in process on the courts, which will be administered by tournament personnel members. Please read through these steps to ensure your team has adequate time to access the courts before courts close at 10:15. So courts will open at 9. After your team checks in and they like to warm up, you need to head over to the tent that we showed above in the diagram to sign up for a warm-up time. You'll be assigned a warm-up time and a court. You got to be sure to be back and prompt for your warm-up time. I believe they're about 15-minute slots. There will already be bocce balls and palina at each court, so you're going to use those and be sure to return those to the placements where you got them from. Courts will close at 10:15. For lineup, the team lineup may only consist of players listed on the Interscholastic Bocce postseason registration forms. Okay, no one else. And people who are not on that form cannot play. A team's lineup for each frame must consist of one of the following options. Option 1, 2 players with disabilities, 2 players without a disability. Or option 2, 3 players with disabilities and 1 player without a disability. If a player requires accommodations, notify staff person conducting check-in and make a notation on the lineup sheet. Accommodations include, but are not limited to players with visual disabilities using a cone or cylinder, or a teammate to stand behind the palina and provide verbal cues as to the location of the palina. A bell or other sound-emitting apparatus may also be used. No coaching is allowed, just cues, such as I am standing in the back of the palina. Tournament personnel will advise each coach in respective divisions. If extensive student athlete accommodation have been approved, teammate remaining on the court while another is attempting to throw. Your competition area and court access. Okay, only registered student athletes, credentialed non-players, coaches, and paraprofessionals are permitted to access the competition area. Teams are only to access the competition area during warm-ups, prior to competition, and during their scheduled match. Your non-players, coaches, and paraprofessionals are to remain within the confines of the coaching box. This is your green area where they can work within. Okay. Non-players may transition from one end of the court to the other between frames. So you, as a coach or paraprofessional, if you need to go with your student, you can go from one end to the other. Exceptions. For those players that require additional assistance and support due to their level of disability, a coach or teammate may assist the player onto the court and, if necessary, provide assistance with physical balance, but may not direct, instruct, or assist the throw whatsoever. Violations will be handled accordingly. An example of violation: a coach issues a warning in match 1 and commits the same violation in match 2. The opponent in match 2 will be awarded a point. Your first offense is a warning. Second offense, the opposing team is awarded a point. Third offense, coach's credentials pulled and access is revoked for the remainder of the tournament, and opposing team is awarded 1 point. Coaching or instructional assistance may not be provided by a coach or teammate once a player steps onto the court. The player is not allowed to step back out of the court once she or he enters it. Note, extensive accommodations, which are approved by the tournament personnel in advance of the tournament, may refute this rule. After completion of each match, a credentialed coach from opposing teams will check the score, settle any doubtful points with the tournament personnel, and sign the scorecard verifying accuracy. Once the signature is rendered, the result is final regardless of protest. Okay? Keep this in mind. If you have a protest, if you sign that form before making your protest, the results are final no matter what. Scorecard is retained by the court official and submitted to the tournament personnel. Protest. Your protest must be filed within 15 minutes of the completion of the match. In time-sensitive instances, protests can be verbally submitted once the Sports Rules Committee convenes. A misinterpretation or mishandling, i.e. human error of a rule or event, may be protested, but not a judgment call. A Sports Rules Committee will review the protest on site and deliver a decision. Parties will recuse themselves if their affiliate school is involved in the protest, competition under protest, or is competing in the same team division. Your Sports Rules Committee consists of myself, Katie Schneckner, and if I mispronounced your name, I really apologize, or Christy Webster, a coach to be decided, another coach to be decided, and student athlete to be decided. Uniform. Okay, this is a really, really, really big one. It's been noted at a couple of the different district tournaments that there have been many rule violations when it comes to uniforms. So please be sure you follow this. We will be strictly enforcing the rules on uniforms at our state tournament. Okay, so students must be in school uniform during play. The uniform must be visible during play. All uniform complaints must be registered before the start of the match. Coaches are required to bring violations to the attention of the tournament director. During regular season, the ruling will be made by the host administration. It will be the responsibility of the tournament director to make the ruling. At the state tournament, the responsibility will lie with the tournament director and Special Olympics Maryland staff. Uniform regulations outlined in 2019 Unified should be outdoor bocce coaches resource guide will be in effect. Quick moment, having a couple issues here. Get this removed. Uniforms. Your shirt must be either polo or t-shirt type in design. Shirt may not be sleeveless. Shirts must be of the school color. However, a white or black shirt with the school's identification is permitted. No plain white shirts or shirts turned inside out to circumvent the rule. There will be no markings on the shirt other than the school's name, player's name, school mascot, normal manufacturer's trim, and manufacturer's logo. No more than 2 1/4 square inches. No team roster schedules or quote sayings will be allowed on competition shirts. When standing, the shirts must cover the midriff. Bottoms may be short skirts or athletic pants, ideally of a school color, black or white. No jeans of any color. I'm going to repeat that one. No jeans of any color at all. Visible undergarments worn under the uniform must be unadorned of a single solid color. A school name or insignia is permitted, provided it is no larger than 2 1/4 inches square, and no dimensions is larger than 2 1/4 inches. Footwear. Proper footwear is required. No boots, slippers, open-toed shoes, including flip-flops. You must be wearing athletic-style shoes. The only possible exception to this is if your student has a disability which warrants them to have some sort of footwear in order for them to be able to maneuver and play the game. Okay? Flip-flops are not allowed, open-toed shoes are not allowed, slippers, and no boots. So athletic shoes or specialized equipment is only permitted. Headgear, no hats, rimless headwear, including bandanas, are allowed. Religious and medical-related headwear is permissible. Hats are permissible for outdoor bocce. We can wear hats. Headbands, wristbands, armbands must be of a solid color. If a solid color, a piece of material may be folded and tied and used as a headband as long as it's not wider than 2 inches. Undergarments, any visible undergarments worn underneath the uniform top or underneath the uniform bottom extending below the knee shall be unadorned, lacking embellishment, decoration, and of a single solid color, but not necessarily the same length. Visible items worn under both top and bottom do not have to be of the same color. Leggings cannot be transparent above the knee unless covered by shorts. And our next page is going to show us that. Uniform penalty. The player may not begin play with illegal uniform. If a legal uniform cannot be obtained, the player is disqualified in that event. Uniform violations do not apply during warm-ups. Okay? Once the match has begun and a uniform violation is noted, an automatic penalty will be assessed to the player. The player must immediately comply with the uniform rule or the player will be disqualified from the event. Okay? So let's be sure that prior to arrival, everyone's wearing the uniforms based on our guidelines and do not have violation. Players must be in a uniform or proper school-issued uniforms, such as warm-ups, and must wear proper footwear, no flip-flops and slippers to accept an award. All right, and if you look down here, type of leggings here are illegal. All right, looking for solid colors and no transparent portions above the knee. Okay. All right. Let me some issues here. Give me one quick moment. There we go. Okay, and that really wraps up our event guide here. Here are our sponsors: Aerotech, Washington College, Law Enforcement Torch Run, WBAL TV 11 Baltimore, WBAL News Radio 1090, 98 Rock, UPS, Talon Energy, Sam's Club, and Coca-Cola. And there is our social media. Before I open up the floor to questions, I need to make one more quick announcement. If you have anyone who did not advance, let me find my official wording here. If your team did not advance to the state championship, please consider joining us on April 30th for the inaugural Youth Leadership Summit, which will be hosted in conjunction with the state championship. See attached flyer, which is what's on the screen right now. Registration closes April 25th at noon, so act now. There are free t-shirts, free lunch, and bus vouchers available. If there are any questions or concerns about this event, please contact, oh man, I'm going to butcher this name, Jason Schmiel, Vice President of Athletic Leadership. And, oh, great, his email is already on there. Okay. So please be sure to review this information here. This flyer will also be put into the Outdoor Bocce folder. All right, I'm going to go back to our guide here. I'm going to stay right here. All right, I'm going to attempt to open up the mics here if anyone has any kind of questions. Oh, there it is. All right, we're going to unmute everybody. Okay. All right, I have unmuted everybody. So if you have a question, please. Okay. I'm looking at an online question or a typed question here. For uniforms, are khakis allowed? Yes. Khakis are allowed as long as they're not jeans. Khaki pants are allowed. And we want, yes. Khakis are allowed. And that can be pants or shorts. With that, there you go. Try this one more time. All right, does anybody else have any questions? I'm going to try to unmute everybody one more time. Some of you guys have yourselves muted. Okay. All right. I see on my thing, Renee has a question. You should be able to unmute your mic and say it, or type it into the questions box. All right. All right. I said it. So anyone who wants to, if you have a question, please go ahead and say it, and we'll get you answered. Renee, I think your mic is working, so go ahead and ask your question.
So Chase, I don't know if you can hear me.
I can.
It's Renee Kinder.
Hi.
I do need a private changing area. Can you show me the contact information for that one more time?
Yes. Give me one quick second here. I'm going to move the screen out of the way here. It's hard on my end to see like what part of the webinar you all are seeing and what part you're not, but I'll get that. Give me a quick second. Oh, that's not
Or
what
if
I
you
wanted.
see it, just read it to me.
All right, almost there. If you can see C. Marinick at somd.org, that's Kara's email. So you want to be
Maronek. Okay.
Yep, at somd.org. Yeah.
Okay. And second question, real quick. No visors, no hats at all.
No, you can wear hats for outdoor. At the end of the hat thing, I'll pull the screen up. It says for outdoor you can wear hats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this up there just so you can see it. Here you go. If you look under the headgear thing, hats are permissible in outdoor bocce.
Oh, all right. I thought I had heard you say no hats.
Yeah, I did. I was just reading this word for word, but so like a lot of the uniform requirements for like indoor, outdoor, and some of the other sports, they use the same uniform requirements. That's why you have that again, hats are permissible in outdoor bocce, so hats are okay.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Does anybody else have a question? Any other last chance? Hold on a second. I see. All right. Thank you, Kim. All right. So look, I'm gonna call it here. If you guys have any questions prior to our state tournament, please feel free to email me. My email is in the coaches guide, but I'll just say it for here. It's hunter.somd@gmail.com. That's hunter.somd@gmail.com. In fact, there's a little chat function here that I will try to type it into. gmail.com. All right, that's the email is like the first quickest way to get me because I answer that pretty much all through the day. If there's something that might be hard to type out and you want to talk it out, I'll put my number up here, 301. That's my direct line there. I am a school teacher, in case you guys haven't caught that before. So if you call during the day and I don't answer, more than likely I'm in class, and I'll get you as soon as I have a break for that. Other than that, that's it. So thanks for joining me on this tonight. I hope you found it useful. All the documents that I showed you tonight will be in the Google folder. And if anybody for some reason needs those emailed to you or whatever, if you're having trouble accessing the Google folder, just shoot me a contact, shoot me an email, and I'll be sure to get that out to you. Other than that, I look forward to seeing and meeting all of you next week. Please feel free to stop by so I can put a name with a face and know who I'm working with. I'm excited to join you guys for the first time this year for outdoor bocce. I'm excited to come down to Kent County and see what life is like down there. I live in Western Maryland. So to wrap up, thank you guys very much. And get a hold of me if you guys need anything.
Thank you.
No problem. Have a good one.
Chase.
Bye-bye. You're welcome.
Okay. How do I get out of here? Okay, so I need